Coach, Coop, Coach, Coop, Coach, Coop, the Coach Coop Show. Coach, Coop, Coach, Coop, Coach, Coop, the Coach Coop Show. The Coach Coop Show. The Coach Coop Show. The Coach Coop Show. The Coach Coop Show.
Hey, yo! What's going on, Miami Hurricanes fans and my college football family? Welcome to the way too early Miami Hurricanes 2024 regular season prediction picked by you, the fans, the community, the viewers. I have no say-so in what you choose tonight when it comes to wins and losses for this Miami Hurricanes schedule. We did this last season, and it was a ton of fun. What we're going to do is go game by game, one at a time here. As you can see, we've got the schedule up on the right-hand side of your screen, and I'm going to put up a poll in the chat. And you guys are going to be able to come together and participate because your voice does matter here on this channel. And you can select W or L, and we take the majority vote, and we then put a W or L on the schedule. And we see what the community prediction is, and we compare it to mine. And then at the end of the season, we look back and we see who ended up being closer. Last season, my way too early prediction was 7-5, and the majority of the chat came together and came up with 9-3. So this season, let's see who gets it. Now, I got to give some shout-outs to some people here right quick, and then some shout-outs to some people who are here bright and early. And then while people are finding their virtual seats, I do just want to update you just briefly and let you know why I haven't streamed for the past 2 weeks. My man Traveling Fools with the 30-month Canes Fam membership. Yo, 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 yo. Smash that thumbs up, MFers. He would say that. He would say that. Traveling Fools, how the heck have you been? Hope you guys have been doing well. Thank you for the love, bro. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. Also coming in hot, my man, Eric. Eric, I got to say, I know you play in like softball tournaments and stuff, but I've actually really been enjoying baseball lately. I've been watching games and like I've been playing it outside with my nephews. Been having a lot of fun.
Cooey-op.
Thank you, Eric, with the cooey-op. Thank you for the 2. I'll sit you atop your throne, my man. How the heck you been, Eric? You got any more trophies? Any more medals you've added to the collection? I wouldn't doubt it. Would not doubt it. Eric, I'll toss you up there. Thank you for the love, bro. Could a couple people let me know if you guys can hear me okay? Too quiet, too loud, everything Gucci? How does it sound? Let me know. This is only the second or third football stream ever on the new PC, so hopefully we've worked out some kinks and stuff. I actually have decided to rock with the Baltimore Orioles, the O's. So I don't know if that's what you're referring to, Eric, but if so, then we root for the same baseball team. That's going to be freaking crazy if it's true. I didn't have a favorite baseball team, and I like the O's. I like the colors. I like the fan base. I just like the O's all around, honestly. Spear Addicts Media, what's up, man? Good to see you. We got Mama Coop in the building. Mama Coop. I've missed these also. I've also missed these live streams. As I said, I'll keep you guys up to date, and I'll let you know here in just a moment why I haven't been streaming. Sound is good. Thank you, Cypher. Thank you for the sound check. Bob Leach, what's up, my man? John O'Mara. There he is.
To where to you. On the side of your
There he
helmet.
is.
Florida going down.
Oh, he came in with 2 things. Hold up. Hold up. Where was that at? I missed the other one. My bad, John. 21-month Canes fan membership. Thank you, John. Thank you. And then also coming through with the 5. He says, Florida going down. If you agree with John O'Mara, click the like button on his super chat. Let's see how many people agree with him tonight. John, I'll sit you up there. Again, small talking here, guys, for a minute while we wait for people to find their virtual seats. Appreciate you, John. It's good to see everybody, for real. So, I haven't streamed. Oh, I see him. There he is. Doo-doo! What's up, man? Good to see Doo-doo in the building. Crip, VicTube. I see all y'all, man. I see Nick Snyder, Ink Kane, Cypher, KJ, Cornelius, Brian, Rocky, Stephanie, my UM wife in the building, Joseph Thaxton, Rocky, Frogman, John Bird, hardest working man in the room. I see you, John. Everybody, I appreciate y'all. Briley, Space Mountain, thank you again. If I missed anybody, blanket thank yous. Everybody being here tonight. Mike, Katie, everybody. I appreciate y'all. The reason why I haven't streamed for the last 2 weeks, let's just go ahead and get this out of the way so we can get to the fun stuff, which is the football talk. Apparently, I have kidney stones. Now, obviously, I'm not going to spend too much time on this, but if you've ever had kidney stones, you probably know what it's like. I go in for a second CT next week on Tuesday to see exactly where everything is at the moment. So that's why I haven't streamed for the last 2 weeks. I've had a lot of discomfort and some pain. And if you have ever had them before, you'll understand why I've just not felt up to streaming or doing many videos at all. I've never had them before. This is a new experience for me. And I'm hoping that it's not as horrible as everyone says it is, but people say that it's absolutely terrible. I've actually heard people say that they would rather give birth than pass kidney stones. So, we'll see what happens. If you've ever had them before, I feel you. Hopefully it goes well, Mike. Hopefully that goes well, bro. Kidney stuff is nothing to play around with. Rambling on with Zach Jones. 9-3 with losses to Wake Forest, FAMU, and Georgia Tech. He had me in the beginning there. What's up, Zach Jones? I appreciate the 2, my man. You had me at the start. Yep. Not just because you had FSU winning, but I believe you are on the money with the prediction. Oh, wait. Is Spiratics patting me on the back? I must have missed the first part of the comment. Oh, snap. I must have. What do you mean by virtual seats? Basically, people coming into the stream. So as notifications go out, I tweet about the stream. It usually takes 10 or 15 minutes for people to log in and get into the stream.
9-3 with losses to WF, FAMU, and GT.
Never.
Face.
What's up, Michael? I saw VicTube said, are you going to stream college football 2025 when it comes out? So we'll actually touch on that, and then we'll get into the meat of tonight's stream. So don't go anywhere. I'll explain how this works one more time here in just a moment, and then we'll get the ball rolling. But VicTube has an awesome question. A lot of you probably saw the College Football 25 trailer dropped today. And I have to say that I'm just as excited as everyone else. I'm going to have to buy a PS5 or an Xbox so I can play the new one. But a lot of people are wondering because I start the virtual season the first Friday in June. And the new College Football 25 game doesn't come out until July 19th. So what's the plan for the simulated season? Here's what I think we're going to have to do. There's no way that I can wait to start the simulated season in July, especially the second or third week in July. There's just no way, because at that point we would already be more than 3/4 of the way through the season. And how are we going to cram all of that into just a couple of weeks? Because we end the week before kickoff of Miami's first game against Florida. That's how we've always done it. That's never changed. So what I think we're going to do, at least right now, the plan is going to be to kick off the simulated season normal. First weekend of June, which is only a few weeks away. We simulate each game until College Football 25 comes out, and then we literally just take off wherever we were, but in the new game. Does that make sense? So we'll just go week 1, week 2. We'll do it just like normal, and wherever we're at in the season when College Football 25 comes out, we'll just transition over to College Football 25, and then we'll go from there. It's as simple as that. There's just no way for me to wait that late into the simulated season to only do it on College Football 25. It's too freaking far down the road. But once College Football 25 does come out, we'll continue the simulated games on Friday, the Coop Plays version on Saturdays, and then throughout the week, I'm going to do live streams where I play you guys one-on-one. I'm seeing a lot of people saying, I got dibs, I want to play Coop. I will play each and every one of you. Get your PlayStations ready. I think I'm going to go with PlayStation, just to be real with you. It comes out July 19th. I'm going to buy the deluxe edition, so you get access 3 days early if you buy the deluxe edition. I don't care about MVP edition because I think that just includes Madden, and I'm not a Madden player. So I'm going to get the deluxe 3 days early. It drops July 19th. And there will be a ton of content for it on this channel. And it was freaking cool, man. Miami did get a little cameo in the trailer. They had us throwing up the U. It was brief. It was quick. But it was pretty cool to see the Canes virtually in that College Football 25 trailer. So if anyone else comes in and does ask, it's cross-platform, so does the system matter? So here's the way I would respond to that. Yes and no. So it does support cross-platform. So if you already have an Xbox, you could play me if I have PlayStation. I actually prefer Xbox consoles. Green is my favorite color. I prefer the controllers. The reason why I would say it does matter is just it would be easier to find each other and play, because if I have PlayStation and you have PlayStation, we can be on a friends list basically. So it will be easier to jump into matches and send invites out to play each other most likely, as opposed to having to deal with the cross-platform stuff. So you don't have to worry. If you already have Xbox, we'll still be able to play. I'd prefer to have Xbox, but most of you have PlayStation. Can I ask real quick, before we get into the football talk, I've asked this so many times, but now that we have a release date and we know it's happening, are you going to be playing on Xbox or PS5? Can I get a check real quick just to see? Because last time I asked, around 90% of this community was playing on PS5. So for me, it just makes sense because I don't have the newest consoles. You can have like a friends list and stuff, right? So it would just be easier to keep track of when all of us are playing if we all have the same system, as many as possible, and we can be on friends list and things. Last I saw, I don't think they confirmed the PC release, actually, Briley. And my answer would be the same. So even though it supports cross-platform, I want to be able to throw you guys on a friends list so it's easier to keep track of everyone. But as far as I know, they now have said there is not a PC version, or if there is a PC version, it would be later on down the road. It will not come out on day one on PC, which is kind of wild, but I know. And I saw Cypher Deluxe to play 3 days early. The reason I'm doing that is because I think it's going to be so big for this channel. I can't pass up on the opportunity to be in that group of the people playing it first thing. Like, if it comes out at midnight, we're going to be here live at midnight running it. That's just straight up. That's what we're going to do. So PS5, Katie has PS5, Brian PS5. There's an Xbox, PS5. Yeah, see, the majority is PS5. Kane for Life is Xbox. I grew up as an Xbox kid, but PS5 seems to be the majority. So that just makes the most sense for me. So that's probably what I'll go with. We'll let this read it out from Zach Jones, and then we're going to get into the nitty-gritty tonight, and I can't freaking wait. This is going to be so heated, so exciting, and I need you to know that you don't have to be a Canes fan to vote in this poll. I know we have a lot of people that do troll and stuff on this channel, but I just ask you to use your brain when voting, and that's it.
CFB 25 comes out July 19th, so I am gonna do 3 games a week. Mon, Wed, Fry, every week, and then it'll be done with GT's 12 games a week before GT versus FSU.
I got you, Zach Jones. See, and I wish I could take that approach and just like cram it all in, but it would just be too stressful for me. So there's no way I'm going to cram it all into that amount of time, but hopefully you're able to make it happen. I'll throw you up there with my man, John. Thank you, Zach Jones. So that's what I'll do. I'll probably go PS5. It's settled. That's what I'll do. If I want to play any Xbox type stuff, I could always do stuff on my PC. It'd be all right. It'd be all right. I've waited 11 years. I will not wait 3 more days. July 16th without question. Yeah, I feel you. I feel you. All right. So, does anyone have any questions on how this works? We're going to go game by game, one at a time. I'm going to give you a little bit of information on it. I'm going to tell you what I chose, win or loss, with my way too early season prediction. Don't let that influence you, but I'm just letting you know where I stand on the game. And what we do is we take the majority of what you guys pick, and it gets a W or L over on the right-hand side of your screen. And we basically come up with a community-based, way too early Miami Hurricanes 2024 season prediction. Say that 10 times fast. And we're going to see how yours looks compared to mine. I still have the stuff up from last year where I had 7-5. The community had 9-3. Let's see who gets closer this season. Let's see. Can we say tie? Not quite. Not quite. What's up, Chris Gaffney? Where did Briley's U go? I have to say, I don't like Briley as much without the U by his name. I liked him a lot more when it was beside his name. I'm just being real. Good to see you in here, Chris. I'm hoping maybe you participate in the voting. I want to see what you guys think. This is, hey, I'm just going to say it. This is anonymous. I won't know if you pick W or L, and no one else in here will know what you choose. So keep that in mind. Your voting is anonymous. I'm not going to expose you. I'm not going to call you out. Hold on, bro. Hold on. Careful with the spam. Careful with the spam. KJ? Come on now, KJ. Careful with the spam, bro. There'll be a poll that goes up so you can vote in it. You're good. There'll be a poll that comes up.
You on the side of your helmet.
Coming from a GT fan, y'all vote for real,
Yeah,
please.
so there we go. There we go. Thank you, Zach Jones. It makes it a lot more fun if people are serious about it. But go with your gut. Go with what you actually think. Don't go with the majority just because other people are saying win or loss. Go with what you think. And I do understand. Last thing I'm saying. I understand that it's impossible for this to represent everyone. And I say that because there'll always be someone who thinks win when the majority thinks loss, and vice versa. So when I say community, I have to go with the majority. It's the only way to do this. So argue your case. If you see loss is taking the lead and you think Miami wins it, plead your case in the live chat and try to talk other people into putting what you have, you know? So SPIE, bro, I'm going to butcher this. I'm going to absolutely... I think I got it. I'm definitely not going to try to say the last name. I think I've tried to pronounce it before, and I probably absolutely destroyed it, and I would just do the same thing again. So let's not do that a second time. But Durr with the 10, thank you for the top dono of the night, my friend. He says, hiya, coach, get rich.
This is what it
Gators
takes
beat the...
to wear the U on the side of your helmet.
Hiya, coach. Get rich. Gators beat the Canes. That's a solid.
At least right now, DraftKings has Miami as a 2-point favorite. Maybe you could jump on it early if you're a betting man. I don't know if you are, but you could. Derek, thank you for the Big 10, my man. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you for that. All right, let's get into it. Let's not wait too long here. So we're going to kick it off with the Florida Gators. Let me give you a little spiel before we open up the voting. This game is at the Swamp. This is game number 1 for both of these teams. Florida has lots of returning players on offense, including quarterback Graham Mertz. The Gators went 5-7 in 2023, and this is year 3 for Billy Napier. There's no denying that even if the Gators aren't good or you think they're not going to be good, playing a game at the Swamp can be a bit dangerous. It's going to be a 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time kickoff on ABC. Mario Cristobal has worked really hard in the offseason to put together this dream team, the Avengers of college football through the portal, but will the chemistry be there? Just because you bring the Avengers together doesn't mean that it just automatically works out. I try to remind people, not being negative, but people see all the moves that Miami is making and all the work that Miami is putting in, and sometimes we get lasered in and forget that other teams around the country are also putting in work. Hopefully not more than us, but you never know. So just keep that in mind. With that being said, we're going to put each poll up for a minute or two, to give you guys an opportunity, especially here at the beginning. Let's see. Miami versus Florida. And remember, you're voting for Miami. So when we get to Miami versus Florida State, you're not voting for Florida State. You're voting for Miami. So Miami versus Florida, W or L. The poll is up. The poll is up. You should see it in the live chat. You should be able to pull it up and click W or L. We did this last year. And it's a lot of fun. Let me actually add one more thing here, and we'll put it up on the screen. I think that'd be a pretty cool idea. Let's do that and put it up on the screen. That way you guys can kind of actively see it. So let's see here. It'll take me just a moment, and that'll work while people are voting. You're going to see all kinds of funky stuff here for a second. There we go. That way you can kind of actively keep track of W and L, even though you can see it, maybe some people can't. So do that. Okay. I actually don't even, can you guys even see that? It might be too small. I don't know. That might be too small. You may not be able to see it. Definitely W is in the lead. 60 votes. We got almost 100 people in here. Come on, y'all. Come on. Your voice matters. Come on. Let's see it. W or L for Miami against the Florida Gators. We have to go with the majority here. So even for right now, the 23% that think it's a loss, we go with what the majority of the community thinks. It's just how this works. W or L. I did actually pick Miami to beat Florida in the Swamp. I do, however, think this will be a close game. I'm not trying to say that the Florida Gators are going to be crazy good in 2024. I don't necessarily believe that's the case. It is money year for Billy Napier. He probably gets canned if he doesn't do well this year. At least some people think that. But I give Miami a slight edge here. I do.
And Cormani McLean with the pick to seal it.
This is what it takes to wear the U on the side of your helmet.
Co-op. Da you.
No, sir. Yes, the Florida Gators did pick up Cormani McLean. If you want to change your vote because of that, you can. I don't think it's that relevant. I don't think it plays that big of a part, but maybe you think it does. Zach Jones, I appreciate the laugh. I needed that. Thank you for the 2, my man. Mr. Prime, 39773. Hey, yo, taking over the top spot on the board. He says, Coop, the you. Mr. Prime, I'll sit you atop your throne. Thank you for the big 20, my man. Who you got, Mr. Prime? Come on, Mr. Prime. Who you got? I appreciate that, bro. Thank you for the love. Always showing out for Coop, and I appreciate that, man. Thank you. Mr. Prime. Gonna close the voting here in just a moment, y'all. Gonna close up the voting here in about 1 more minute. I try to give people plenty of time. It's obviously gonna be a dub. There's no way, unless all of a sudden we get raided by Florida Gator fans, this is gonna be an obvious dub here for Miami. So Mr. Prime has the Canes. Okay, who you got, Chris? What did the fans pick for UNC, FSU, and Louisville last year? Okay, so you're looking at some of the games we lost, right? So last year, the fans picked lost to North Carolina, lost to Florida State, and win against Louisville. So the fans got 2 out of the 3 right in the way too early prediction last season. Fans got 2 out of the 3 correct. Reuben Bain with 30 sacks. I'll take it. It don't matter who Florida picked up. Line that shit up. Oh, shoot. My man Doodoo ain't playing. All right, so we're closing it here in just a moment, guys. Just a moment. But it's going to be a dub. It's going to be a dub. There's no way that losses catch up here. Coop, are the Canes preseason ranked? I think so. But don't quote me on that. I believe so, though. All right, guys, we're closing it. If you don't know how it works, if you have questions, let me know. 70% say that Miami will get a dub over the Florida Gators. So let's mark it as a dub. Dub it is on the first community
This is what it takes
prediction.
to wear
There it
the U
is.
on the side of your helmet.
All right.
Miami can be 72-point favorites, lol. They still lose. I'm trying to help you and all Miami fans out. Don't be delusional. Gators win.
No. What is it that guy says? What's his name? Mutombo? That basketball player? No. Durr, thank you for the 10. 72-point favorites. Yeah, right now Miami's favored by 2. Obviously, those lines are going to shift and move around. It's going to vary, especially closer to kickoff. But yeah, I always remember that. There was that commercial when he smacked down something out. Something at the grocery store, right? And he's like, no. All right, so the fan base has Miami versus Florida as a win. So next up, we're going to put up a poll for FAMU, the Rattlers. This game is at Hard Rock. FAMU went 12-1 in 2023. Did they beat anyone good? No. Did they take down any big dogs? No, they didn't. There's no denying that they are inferior competition, but they do have a pretty cool band. If you want to take that into account as maybe an intimidation factor at halftime, I don't know. FAMU won their version of a natty. Yeah, in their little world. Yeah, in their little world. So vote with your brain, not your heart. Miami versus FAMU, W or L. I have this down as a W in my way too early season prediction. Make of that whatever you want. But the poll is up. Let's get it. Let's go. Come on, run it up. Run it up. W or who put L? Who put L? All right, who did it? I'm not talking about band versus band. We're polling the football game. Y'all, the football game. Anyways, we'll leave this up here for a minute or two. It's obviously, I want to give everybody an opportunity, so we're not going to end it early, but I don't think we're witnessing a comeback here. Evan says, not me this time. Fat fingers be damned. Who said L? I don't know, Late Night Toads. I don't know. It's got to be one of the Florida State fans, right? But it wasn't Briley. I don't think Briley would do it. Somebody's trolling. It might have been KJ, maybe. Might have been KJ. Nick says, wasn't me. Wasn't me, Coop. Okay. All right. I'm gonna need a screenshot and then a tag on Twitter showing that you didn't vote FAMU. Oh. I love these types of streams, guys. I've been looking forward to this since the one we did last year. I've been looking forward to it because it gives you an actual real opportunity to voice your opinion with your vote and seeing what the community builds when it comes to a prediction. By the end of the stream, this thing's going to be full of W's or L's, and to see what the majority of the community thinks. Again, that's why I just keep reminding people, vote with your brain. This isn't about what you want to happen, it's what you think will happen. And since it's anonymous, it makes it easier for people to feel comfortable doing that. If you think one is going to be an L, put an L. But if you think it's going to be a win, then put a W. VicTube says it wasn't him. Okay. What's up, Straight Street 6? All right, we're going to let this one go for about one more minute. One more minute. If you didn't see my prediction, I do have the Canes going 9-3 in 2024, but I do have them going on a little 3-game skid that really pissed some people off.
On the side of your helmet.
It did.
GOCANES.
My man Duck. This is him at the tailgate, bro, trying to get everybody riled up, getting the people going. I appreciate that, Duck. AKA the Mullet Run. Thank you for the 10, bro. I hope you're voting. My man. I hope everybody's voting. That's 63 votes. That's about... we're a little over 60% participation. It's over, guys. It's over. It's a W for Miami. It's a W. There's no reason to let this one go any longer. W. So the fan base, or the community, rather, because there are people here voting that aren't Canes fans, now has Miami at 2-0 before taking on the Ball State Cardinals at Hard Rock Stadium. Ball State went 4-8 in 2023. And what is kind of interesting here, and also pretty cool, Miami and Ball State, at least to my knowledge, have never played each other before. I'm going to be real. I'm not super familiar with Ball State. Let's just put up the let's put up the poll. Miami versus Ball State. I did have this as a dub in mind, but let's see what the community thinks. It's up. Let's see what the community believes. Coop, you need to get more ways to donate than PayPal. The reason why I don't, Katie, is because it's always optional. Like, I absolutely appreciate the thought, and this is what I do for a living across multiple platforms on the internet. But I don't want you to ever feel pressure to do that or anything. I feel like if I load 10 different ways to send me money in the comments, I feel kind of weird doing that, For real, who has Miami losing to Ball State? There's at least one troll amongst us. What's up, Juice? You going to any games this year, Juice? Swag Kane, going to any Canes United tailgates this year? Georgia Tech and Louisville are pretty close to Eastern Tennessee. I'm not sure yet which game I'm going to go to, Swag Kane. I haven't made any official decisions yet. But I wouldn't be opposed to something like that. All right, guys. I'll leave this one up for one more minute, just in case we get swarmed with Ball State fans. Have you guys ever met a Ball State fan? I don't know that. Does Ball State gear exist? Heck yeah, Jenny. Georgia Tech game. Yeah, I'm not super far from Atlanta. I'm not that far from Atlanta at all. I think I'm like 2 hours. 2-ish hours. Yeah, true. A lot of people do use PayPal and Venmo nowadays. That's a good point, Zia known. That's a good point. Yeah, we looked for Bethune-Cookman fans last year, Nick, and we actually found a YouTube channel based on Bethune-Cookman sports, but it was something. It was something. Oh, your mother-in-law went to Ball State. Does she cheer for the team? All right, guys, I'm going to end it. There's no reason to bore you with more on this. 92% voted W, and 8% voted L. Okay. So Ball State is a W. I know everybody's waiting for the good stuff. Trust me, I know what everyone's waiting for. So moving on now, I'm actually going to say things start to get a little bit interesting here. What's up, Tropigal? You made it in time to get into the meat of this thing, Tropigal. There's time for you to voice your opinion and vote. I hope you guys really are voting. I really hope you are. Moving on to USF. And many people are saying, should this be an upset alert game? This will be the 4th game in a row taking place in the state of Florida for Miami, which is kind of interesting. USF went 7-6 in 2023, and it's their 2nd year with former Tennessee OC, who many believe is an offensive mastermind. And he has been doing some pretty crazy things with USF. A lot of people, though, are looking at that Bama game where they still actually lost 17-3. They only put up 3 points, but it was really close going into halftime. They play Bama 2 weeks before they play us, so they're probably going to have a big letdown because Bama's going to spank that booty. And then I personally believe we're going to spank that booty 2 weeks later. That's just my opinion. But USF is kind of a sneaky one. A lot of people feel like they're due, maybe. That there is a possibility that they maybe could produce an upset. I personally have it down as a W. But again, don't let that influence your decision. Go with your brain, not with what Coop says. So W or L.
This is what it takes.
Miami versus USF.
To wear the U.
We're getting close to the real meat of this.
Come to the GT game. Would be cool to meet bro.
True. I'm sure you're going to be there, Zach Jones. You're going to be there, right? I appreciate the 2, bro. Thank you for that. All right, there it is. Vote. I'm going to have to give all of you a little sticker at the end. For all of you that are voting. All right, there it is. Miami, let me fix it a little bit, versus USF. Vote in the poll, win or loss for the Canes. Don't hold back. Be honest. Put what you actually think. Boy, I just cannot seem to get this thing right. It's so small on my screen. Come on. This entire stream is about you guys. It's about what you think, what you believe will happen. I have no say-so in this one. No say-so at all. Coop to California? Dang, that's way out there, bro. For people that live in Florida, even further. But even for me, man, that's like, that's way over there. Whew. So there are a lot of people going to the Georgia Tech game. Interesting. Is it just because you guys live close to it, or because you want to witness the revenge in person in Atlanta? I'm closer to you than you are to Atlanta? Really? My mom is visiting from NYC. She has dementia, so I'm tending to her right now. You'll be in and out. No problem, Tropical. I'm just cracking some jokes with you. No problem. What's up, Sage? People are just happy to see you here. All right, vote in the poll, guys. Vote in the poll. The numbers are climbing, which is good. That's what I like to see. I'm going to get you the I voted stickers so everybody can rock it. Right now, Miami in the lead heavily to get a dub against USF. We've not even hit the point to where we're like 60-40 or even getting close to being 50-50 and split on a game. It looks like right now you guys are going to have Miami going 4-0 to start the season, which is also what I have. It makes a lot of sense, right? I mean, if they take down Florida, unless some sort of crazy, wild upset happens or there's some sort of significant injury, it would be kind of wild for Miami to drop a game to FAMU or Ball State or USF, and especially considering that all 4 of these games take place in the state of Florida. So travel time is not that bad. And it's going to be the same thing here for Virginia Tech coming up with Game 5. That is 5 games in a row without even having to leave the state of Florida, which is pretty wild. Okay, so we're going to close it up because it's just not even close. 89% have Miami getting a dub over USF, with only 11% thinking that USF can pull the upset. So we put that down as a W. All right. Now we get into ACC play. Now let me remind you of something. Even though this is a different team, whole different set of circumstances, Miami also started out 4-0 last year before going on to lose 2 in a row to ACC opponents. Also in that stretch, Miami beat an SEC team, Texas A&M, kind of similar to what you guys have here right now with a dub over Florida. Thank goodness this isn't Hard Rock, though. I would be a little more worried if this were at Lane Stadium. Year 3 for head coach Brent Pry, so same as Mario, kind of money year, who went 3-8 in his first season because the Virginia game got canceled, so they just played 11, but then improved to 6-6 last year. A lot of their fan base and media that covers the Hokies have them winning 10 games. They have them at 10-2. Keep in mind this is a Friday game. This is the only weekday game that we have on the schedule, thank goodness, but this game does go down on a Friday, so it's probably going to be a night game, Hard Rock, on a Friday night. Could this possibly be a close one with a potentially improving Virginia Tech team? Let's put it up. Let's put it up to the poll. And I agree, Briley, that Virginia Tech could be a bit sneaky. I would possibly go as far as to say I would have this one as a toss-up if it weren't at Hard Rock Stadium. However, again, it won't be absolutely packed. It's a Friday night, so the home field advantage won't be quite as significant. But again, it's way better than being at Lane Stadium playing Virginia Tech on a Friday night, which would probably be a crazy packed madhouse. So I'm pretty happy about that. So Miami versus Virginia Tech. We're starting to get into the meat of it, y'all. I need to see those numbers climbing. I need to see those numbers going up. All right. Vote in the poll. Don't be scared. Don't be scared.
To wear the U
Vote in the
on the
poll.
side of your helmet.
Coop, now I feel pressured to donate.
What?
Winking face some cheesy gordita crunch and Max treats. Go Canes. Fuck FSU and Gators.
Hold on. Well said. Very, very well said. Actually. Wow. Well said. Ain't Kane. So the reverse psychology worked. The pressure got to you. I have also heard that Taco Bell can cure kidney stones. I'm very interested in that treatment method, and I will probably pursue it. Brett, I don't know what ViewBot's doing trying to put you in timeout. You're fine. My apologies. I have no idea why ViewBot or Nightbot tried to block your message. You're not in trouble. Don't worry. I don't know what it's doing. You're fine. So don't sweat it. Nightbot's on another one tonight. Vote in the poll, guys. Miami versus Virginia Tech. The Hokies. To be completely honest, I'm happy to see the Canes playing Virginia Tech again because I wouldn't mind playing Virginia Tech every year. I think that game gets a little heated. Their fan base is fun to interact with. So I love Miami playing Virginia Tech, honestly. Coop, if you're going to Georgia Tech game, will you do a meet and greet? If I go. Yeah, any game that I go to, absolutely. We'll do that. So, Inked Kane, I'll sit you up there with Mr. Prime 39773. Thank you for the love. I'll definitely buy Max some treats. He's getting low. He's getting low. That boy can he can down some treats. Let me tell you, Inked Kane. That's one spoiled boy. He went from shelter dog living on the streets to putting on 5 pounds after like the first 2 weeks we owned him. Who does Virginia Tech play before and after? If you have questions, if you don't want to place your vote yet until I provide some more info on them, please ask away. We can pull it up. It's no problem at all. This is serious business right now, right? So Virginia Tech plays Rutgers the Saturday before us, and then they play Stanford the Saturday after us. Rutgers and then Stanford. Before that, all the games before us are Vanderbilt, Marshall, Old Dominion, and Rutgers. And they do have Rutgers, that the game before us, at home, at Lane Stadium.
To wear the U on the side of your helmet.
Co-op Tropamom, who is 80, says hi.
Tropamom! Is she watching? Is she watching, Tropagal? Tropamom! Hi! We're big fans of Tropagal. Tropamom. We have Tropagal, Tropamom, Tropakid. It's a whole little family, a whole little group here on this channel. Just know that we're big fans of your daughter, and she's such an awesome person. I had the pleasure of meeting her in person, and you raised a good one. You raised her right, Tropamom. Thank you for the 305. I see what you did. As always, I see what you did. All right. Come on. Come on. I love it. 90 people have voted. Can we hit triple digits? Can we hit triple digits? And see, I know it's tough, right? It's way too early for a reason. So don't forget that we're probably going to do this again in August as an official one. I'm not going to hold you to this, which it's anonymous anyways. So nobody's going to know if you put W or L. But this is the way too early version. Some teams, we still don't even know who their starting quarterback is going to be yet. So you just have to make an educated guess. I thought it was so funny in my way too early prediction. This happens every year. This happens every single freaking year. Coop's not a Canes fan. He doesn't have Miami going 12-0. There are a ton of comments on my way too early prediction. You have Miami losing to this team? I'm unsubscribing. Well, okay, good. See you later. If you're going to unsubscribe just because we don't share the same opinion, then move along. Like, people always fail to understand, just while we're waiting for the poll to finish up here, that I don't make predictions based on fandom or emotions. Sometimes it sneaks in a little. I'm guilty of that, I'll be honest. I'm a ride or die Canes fan. I always want them to go undefeated. I honestly feel dumber even having to address it. But I also like to try to be honest and real. It's a lose-lose situation when you have a platform that has eyes on it and you do stuff like this, because I'm just going to give you an example. I predicted 7-5 last season and got it right. I don't bring that up all the time to brag. I got lucky. I bring it up, though, to say
this is what it takes
I'm not going to have a
where the
ton
U
of people
on the side of your
coming
helmet.
to me.
Here's a 404 for the ATL.
I don't have a ton of people coming to me and saying, wow, Coop, you got the prediction right. I thought Miami was going to go 12-0. You said 7-5. I thought you were smoking crack, but you got it right. Congratulations. No, they're pissed because Miami didn't do as well as they thought they were going to do. So it's a lose-lose for me. Even if I get it right, if it means it's a bad thing that happened, people then get mad at me. You see what I'm saying? It's so silly. I think it's so dumb, but it's just how it works. It's just part of it. And I'm going to try my best to not address it very often this season because it's annoying. Those people are going to feel that way no matter what. But they just have to understand that we're not always going to share the same opinion. And there was one chick that really actually kind of pissed me off a bit because she was like, are you a Miami fan or a sports analyst? Because you can't be both. Huh? I literally have predicted Miami to lose a game and then went to said game and spent thousands of dollars to go there and cheered my butt off for Miami. Predictions are their own separate thing. I'm going for accuracy, not fandom. It's not a pissing contest to see who's the biggest Miami fan. Because if that were the case, I would have drank a lot more water before hitting the go live button. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, rant over. Zach Jones, thank you for the 404. Does Georgia Tech have like a thing? No. Georgia Tech ain't got a cool thing like we do. We've got this, recognizable all around the world. We've got this. A lot of people know this. Georgia Tech have anything? I don't know. All right, so 78% believe that Miami will get the dub against Virginia Tech. Got the Techs messed up, the two Techs. Starting 5-0. Okay. All right, okay. Moving on to Cal. And you're right, and it is the only reason why I'm not diving too deep, Z unknown, is just because I dove a little deeper into my way too early prediction video, and also because it's May. So I'll try to provide some information, but I'm not going to go over the super deep details like all of the stats, run game, passing game, returning starters, transfer portal additions, but I'll try to give some extra information. I'll try to give a little bit more for you. So here we go. The one apparently that everyone is waiting for because people keep calling for Cal. Let's get to Cal. But don't be afraid to ask for more info. Don't take that the wrong way. Please ask for more info if there's something else you want to know before you place your vote. Because I want you to place as informative a vote as possible with it being May. To keep that in mind. So this is all the way out in Berkeley, California. The new ACC team, the California Golden Bears. Last season, Cal went 6-6. And remember that they did beat Washington State while Cam Ward was the quarterback at Washington State. I know that's apples to oranges. I know that Cam Ward is on a different team with a different surrounding cast, totally different location, different coaches. But I have to throw it out there because other people are going to try to put it in the chat. So Cal did beat Washington State while Cam Ward was the quarterback there at Washington State. But overall, they went 6-6 last season. Miami and Cal have only played 4 times in total, and the series is tied at 2 games apiece. And this is super important. I'm going to throw this out there. Cal is coming off of a bye week before they play Miami in California. So they have an extra week to prepare for the Canes. Now, the good news for the Canes is leading up to this, Miami hasn't even had to leave the state of Florida. So it's not like Miami's been bouncing around all over the country before traveling all the way out to California. But Cal is coming off of a bye week. Now, the teams that they play before us, let me give you a quick look here. Because that could be important, right? If they're going to feel kind of down and out before they get to Miami. Like, are they going to be riding a high because they've been winning some games, or is it going to be tough sledding for them? Because this is an ACC schedule for them now. Before they play the Canes, they play UC Davis Aggies, Auburn, San Diego State, and Florida State. And they play Florida State at Doak, but then they have a bye week. And then Miami comes to their house. So they play Florida State before they play Miami. Then they get a bye week, and Miami travels to their house. They were 6-6, but Pac-12 was loaded last year. That's something else you can think about. Yeah. So let's put the poll up. Miami versus Cal. The ACC newcomer. W or L? Coming up on the midway point of the season, 6 games in, do you have Miami going undefeated going into the bye week? Or do you think they take a loss out on the other side of the country? That is a long road trip. True. Very true, Martin. Very true. A lot of distractions. That's a long way to travel. Haven't played Cal in a hot minute. I think the last time Miami and Cal played, do not quote me on this because I don't have it written down, I think was 2008. Somebody's got Google. Somebody can find out for us. But I think it was 2008. And I think Miami lost. Dang, I was a senior in high school. And I'm 34 years old. I promise it's not on my notes. Not that you can see it from there, just flashing it. But who won that? Did Miami or Cal win that? I don't remember. Is it a trap game? I noticed the voting is a little close here. It's a little close. Okay. Stephanie's going to go to the Cal game. Do you know? Well, you would know. I don't know why I'm saying do you know. Did Brig ever contact you, Stephanie, about possibly going to the game, to the Cal game? Because he lives out west too. I'm excited for you, Stephanie. I'm pumped. Hopefully the Canes can get a win for you. Hurricane 357 says, I'm from Cali, living in Vegas, so I'm going to the Cal game. Miami needs some representation out that way at the game. Definitely need Canes fans to represent. Still pretty high numbers for a W here, though. Come on, guys. Vote in the poll. Vote in the poll. Come on. Your voice matters. Every vote counts. Come on. Coop, we ought to throw some lateral plays in the Duke game just to screw with Duke fans. That game scares me a little bit, Jenny. Miami and Duke should be nowhere on the same level, especially Manny going into his first season with potentially a young quarterback in Malik Murphy. But we'll get there. We'll get there. It's a couple more games down. We'll get there. We'll get there. Don't you worry. So who won that Cal game? Miami versus Cal 2008. I'm just out of curiosity. Cal did win it. Dang. I typically have the memory of a Mongolian gerbil, but I got it right. 2008, Cal won 24-17. Well. Don't be scared, Coop. Bro. You know I have an uh-oh game every season. I can't not have an uh-oh game. And I put one down for this season too, unfortunately. But hopefully I'm wrong. All right, guys, one more minute. It's looking like it's a dub, though. What's the majority going to think? Are y'all going for undefeated? Yeah, but an uh-oh game has to be something you don't see coming. Well, I mean, even though I'm saying I'm a tad scared of Duke, I'm a tad scared of Duke because I think it could be an uh-oh game. Miami has no business losing that. At Hard Rock, even though Manny's going to be out for blood, that doesn't mean anything. I mean, Mario Cristobal should be ready to crush him at his house. Talent-wise, first year trying to get everything together at Duke, Miami should be ahead of them in pretty much every category. So that's why I'm putting it as an uh-oh game, because Miami should have no business losing that. None. But I see where you're coming from. What's up, Disturbed Villain? Yo. You got in before the Florida State game, man. Okay. All right, so we're going to close the poll. 70% believe Miami will beat Cal, but this is the closest one yet, with 30% believing it will be a loss. So don't think you're not represented if you put a loss. The percentage will be shown on the screen so people know that there are some people in here that think it will be a loss. So we're going to close it and put Cal down officially in the way too early season prediction as a W. So here we go. This is where I do expect to start to see some, 60-40, 50-50, like getting close to that. Louisville. Does the bye week curse still exist? Miami does get an opportunity here to rest before traveling to L&N Stadium, but Mario Cristobal has not won a game coming off of a bye week yet. Whether it's some sort of jinx or a curse or some sort of voodoo, or maybe Mario Cristobal is just terrible at having his team prepared coming off of a bye week. Will that change this season? Louisville is loaded with portal talent, same as Miami, but Jeff Brom showed that he really knows how to work that talent after making an ACC championship game appearance in his first year. Although they didn't win it, that's still a pretty big accomplishment considering Miami has only made one appearance in the conference championship, and Brom did it in year one. Will this be another run for Louisville, or will they take a step back? Miami lost 38-31 last year, and keep in mind that Louisville did pick up the Texas Tech quarterback Tyler Show. Now, I believe that Tyler has been dealing with some injuries, so keep that in mind. But they did pick him up, and they considered that a pretty big pickup for them. I'll take a look here at their schedule. I apologize for not being able to show it on the screen. There's so many other things on the screen, it's kind of tough too. But I can tell you who they play before us. So Louisville would play Austin Peay, Jacksonville State, then they have a bye week, Georgia Tech, Notre Dame at Notre Dame, SMU, Virginia, and then Miami. I personally have this down as a loss. I think Miami is capable of winning it. It was close last year. It was 38-31, but the exact circumstances don't translate over from year to year, so anything could happen. This one is kind of similar to what I'm coming up on here in a minute, to where I am a tad worried about getting outcoached. I am a little bit worried about getting outcoached. I think talent-wise, I think that Miami can hang with Louisville. It is an away game. It could get a little rowdy in that one. Louisville fans, their numbers have grown a bit after that run that they made in 2023. So put your vote in. Win or loss. Oh, yeah, it's getting juicy now. Oh, man. Now remember, it's okay if people have different opinions on these. Let's keep it about football. But it's okay if someone says, I think it's a loss because of this. You can hop in the chat and be like, no, you're crazy. It's a win because of this. At the end of the day, it's May. And we're all just guessing, really. We're trying to make educated guesses, but we are just guessing. There's no guarantees with any of this. None at all. Every discussion is Mortal Kombat. I love it. Some people just get so butthurt. I know people always say, Coop, stop with the disclaimers. Just ignore them. And I really am going to try to embrace that this year. I really am. But sometimes, man, sometimes it amazes me. It really does. Just how serious people take this stuff. I tell you to pretend like it's serious. Pretend like you're betting your mortgage on this, your car. But we're not really. Like, learn how to separate the two. Like, we're not really. They do have Don Chaney Jr. That's true. They did pick him up out of the portal. They got some playmakers. They do. They will. But my biggest concern is being outcoached. I think that Braum is a smart dude. I think he surrounded himself with some other smart individuals. And you have to understand that for me, I have to see it from Mario Cristobal and the staff. We've made too many boneheaded decisions, and it's no hate. Miami's capable of going 12-0. This schedule overall on paper in May looks pretty soft, doesn't it? It definitely does. Now, 2 or 3 weeks into the season, we may be like, oh, shoot, we underestimated this team, and wow, we can't believe how good these guys look. But right now on paper, the schedule looks pretty favorable for the Canes. But Mario has to prove to me that the game day coaching can improve a bit, and I don't feel like that's something that we see a big uptick in. How do I word this? I don't think that changes. I guess is what I'm trying to say. That's just part of the package. It's part of the deal when you have Mario Cristobal as your head coach. It comes with it. So can the talent outweigh that, outshine that? Can it make a difference and overshadow that? We'll see. We'll see. Right now, loss is winning. Place your vote, y'all. If you think it's a win, put a W in there. What's up, Greg? Good to see my man Greg Bush in the building. Ooh, Disturbed Villain said, I couldn't hit the L button fast enough. It's going to be a night game, and we will be out-coached. Oof. Uh-oh. Okay. You can voice your opinion in the chat as well if you want to. You can break it down. Happy Friday, Greg. Mario is also just 6-10 versus Power 5 teams. I saw Briley putting up some excellent stuff before the stream started. I know Briley's a Florida State fan, but I know he tries to be relatively, real with the stuff that he says. And Mario Cristobal definitely has a lot to prove in year 3. I think that people, myself included, Miami fans, are tired of the signature losses, and Miami fans want some big-time wins. I know last year I made an entire video saying Mario Cristobal needs to win one of these 3 games at least. And it was Texas A&M, Clemson, and Florida State. Well, he actually ended up winning 2 of the 3. He beat Clemson and Texas A&M and then only lost by 7 to Florida State. The difference here, though, is Texas A&M turned out to be not that great. It was finally a win over an SEC opponent, but they were nothing crazy. Right? Clemson also kind of in the same boat. They had some weird losses. And then Florida State, I know we played them close, but then still ended up losing. So it's why, again, we can make all these videos and predictions and all this, but we do have to wait until the games are played and the season kicks off to really have a true feel for everything. It is what it is. But we don't want to do nothing between now and then because, well, that'd be boring and that would suck. Come on, y'all. 150 people in here with 86 votes. Come on. The gap is closing. The gap is closing here. Yeah, I always tell people, MS79 Canes fan, this isn't like life or death. So, don't overthink it. Don't stress over it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about if somebody doesn't agree with your opinion and gets all pissed at you over it. At the end of the day, it don't matter. It's for fun. It's literally for fun. Wish you had picked some other shitty team instead of Duke to lose game 3. Yeah. Now, let me say this, Chris. Let me say this, because if you guys haven't seen my way too early season prediction video, you can watch it after the live stream. Not fishing for views, I'm just saying. I have Miami going on a 3-game skid where Miami loses to Louisville, Florida State, and Duke. 3 ACC losses. And I understand why people said, Coop, Duke makes no sense. I'm not riding the fence here, but you could swap that Duke loss for any other ACC team. Real talk. And I say that because the losses I had when breaking down the schedule in May were Louisville and Florida State. So I technically would have Miami at 10-2, but then I had to pick the game. The game that Miami should win on paper, but ends up losing, and it's a big-time head-scratcher for us Canes fans. I had to settle on a team. Syracuse has Kyle McCord. That's an away game all the way up in New York. That could potentially be dangerous. Cal could be a trap game, traveling all the way out to California. They have an extra week to prepare for us. You can literally replace that Duke loss on my way too early prediction with any other ACC team. But I didn't want to say that in the video because I didn't want to seem like I was riding the fence. I wanted to commit, and I do have to commit. It's no fun if I don't. So I committed and I said, okay, this is going to be it. But I know it does suck, Chris. If Mario loses to Manny, oh God, let's not even think about it any deeper than that. Just because, I mean, it would be embarrassing. It would take embarrassment to a whole nother level because the media would grab that Manny versus Mario thing and throw it in our face. It'd be super embarrassing. And Mario knows that. He knows that. So we'll see. But I had to pick an I had to pick one. What's up, Jonathan? Flow security in the building. I don't know what game I'm going to yet, Jonathan. I might need a little bit of security. I stopped by the Flow tailgate for the Clemson game last season. Might need a little bit of security, you know. Baby girl on the way. Hey, that's awesome, Jonathan. That's awesome, bro. Happy to have you in here, my man.
This is what it takes
Congratulations.
to wear the U on the side of your helmet.
Does Brilly still show up here when Miami has freer losses than Formson?
Huh? Hold on. I can look, guys. I've literally been grocery shopping at Publix with Chris, so we've bonded. I can figure this out. Let me break this down here. Does Briley show up here when Miami has fewer losses than Clemson? I got it. Chris, I got you. I told you. Does Briley still show up here when Miami has fewer losses than Clemson? I don't know. Does he? All right, guys, I'm about to close it up. I left that poll up for almost 10 minutes. My bad. But look at the closing. I'm not trying to fish for a win here to get you guys to pick W. It's just because I know there are about 50 people right now who have not voted. Some can't vote. Some can't because maybe you're driving or you have something else going on. Your phone's in the other room and you just have the earbuds in. So I get it. But I'm just trying to give enough time for everyone to vote. Thanks, Coop. Super chat spell check. Must have been coded by a Clemson fan. Look, Chris and I have spent time in Azeroth together. I can practically read Chris's mind. All right, I'm going to close it, y'all. I'm going to close it. 108 votes. I'm pretty happy with that. 110 votes. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Closed. 52% have it down as an L. So the majority vote is Miami drops the game against Louisville and gets their first loss of the season after starting 6-0. So the bye week curse continues. And that's what the majority believes. But remember, that was 48% win, 52% loss. But we have to lock it in. We have to go with the majority. So we're coming up now on the Florida State game. Is there... Charlie Full said, boo! Boo! Does anyone have any questions on how this works now that we're a little ways past the halfway point? Because we have more people in the room than we had at the beginning. Anyone have any questions? Has anyone not been able to vote because you can't figure it out? I can help you out if you've got a question. I want to make sure everybody can vote. While you're thinking about it, let's move on to the big Florida State showdown. Except this year, it's at Hard Rock. Cam versus DJ. The battle of the transfer portal quarterbacks. Florida State went 12-0 in the regular season in 2023. Keep in mind, we're only talking regular season here. We're not talking about anything past that. Only beat Miami by 7. 27-20. Miami was playing Emory Williams at the time. Mario Cristobal has yet to beat Florida State. Let's talk about Florida State's schedule before this. Let's talk Florida State here because they have a very interesting schedule this season, kicking it off against Georgia Tech in Ireland on August 24th. That's pretty wild, right? They then play Boston College, have a bye week, then they play Memphis. Why did my voice do that? Memphis. I did it again. Cal, SMU, Clemson, bye week. Then they take on Duke at Duke before playing Miami at Hard Rock Stadium. And after that, if you're worried about looking ahead to another opponent, which shouldn't be the case because this is a big in-state rivalry game, they would play North Carolina at Doak. Just as a heads up. This is where things get interesting, and we are going to leave this one up for a moment. Again, vote with your brain, not your fandom. But if you want to vote with your fandom, I'm not here to scold you for that. That's up to you if that's what you want to do. I'm not here to tell you how to vote. I'm just saying. W or L. There it is. It's up to you. It's the community vote. So vote. Don't be in the live chat crying and complaining if you didn't put your vote in. We go with the majority. 158 people in here. Can we get 110 votes? Can we get 110 votes? Oh, W is winning. Okay. This is another scenario where, for me personally, I still am a tad worried about getting out-coached. I hate to keep going back to that, but I fully believe, listen, hear me out. I fully believe Miami is capable of winning this game. I feel like it's important for me to add that because I did put it down as a loss in my way too early season prediction. I'm not running or hiding from that. It's up on the internet forever. I don't delete my videos or backtrack on them. I put it down as a loss. I think Cam Ward could definitely be a better quarterback than DJ. I think DJ is a pretty good fit at Florida State and for the offense that they're going to run. Will he actually be good? Will it work out? I don't know. It's May. All I have are spring practice clips of Florida State playing Florida State, and you can't even really hit the quarterback. I don't know. Miami is capable of winning this game. It's at Hard Rock. But I had to commit. Right? And I'm loving the back and forth in the live chat. This is you guys are popping off tonight, and I appreciate that more than you know. The going back and forth, like, I love it. Miami's secondary is definitely a bit of a concern. Like offensively, even though Miami hasn't proven anything yet, because no games have been played, they can't. Most people feel like Miami has the offensive firepower to hang with most teams. For sure, definitely most of the teams on our schedule, if not all of them. I think overall, most fans are a little concerned about the secondary. Even with some of the additions that you've brought in, like hoping Damari Brown takes another step forward, you bring in Mish, you've got Malinoa back there at linebacker who has experience. D-line should hopefully be nasty. Ruben Bain, Mesidor, Clark, Cook seeing some play time, some of the other guys. But the secondary could be a bit of a concern, possibly. And teams will be looking to exploit that if that is the case. Hopefully, though, Miami can counter it with a really high-powered offense that puts up a lot of points. So we'll see. We'll see. Nick Snyder says the only question mark for FSU is offense, but Norvell is the mastermind and our running back room is loaded. Okay. Disturbed Villain says Miami secondary playing cover 3 entire season. Jonathan says, what has Norvell won? I wait, and they left out the playoffs for a reason, and y'all bowl game prove it no depth. Norvell breaking all the wrong records. Oh, snap. Shots fired. I know there's some Florida State fans in here. Let's go. Let's go, man. Let's go toe-to-toe in May. Come on. So we're passing out spring game awards now? Not me. Not me. I believe that spring games are fan events and nothing more. Things like depth chart and actually trying the things you're going to try during the season take place in the closed scrimmages. It would be silly to do those things in a spring game. Sorry, just being real. Just my opinion. Junior says Canes 38, FSU 28. Ooh.
To wear the U on the side of your helmet.
Coop, PLZ post survey on how many points Miami will beat FSU by. Want to see how much Kool-Aid has been consumed by our fans already.
I mean, it's a W, bro. Chris, I'm guessing that's why Chris is asking, because I'm about to close the poll. Can we get 100? Can we get 100 votes? We need 5 more. I really thought the Florida State one was going to pop off. Maybe people are a little scared. Maybe people don't want to commit, which I get. It's a big game. We're at 96 votes. Someone just changed their mind. Somebody changed their mind just now. Chris, thank you for the $19.99. I'm actually surprised. I'm not going to lie. I'm actually surprised. I thought if I had to guess before this live stream, I would have said the Miami versus Florida State poll would have been like a 60-40. We're at 73-27. One more vote. Can we get one more vote? Can we hit 100? What's up, Mayhem Matthew? Let's just ask then. If you put a W, if you want to answer, you're not being held to anything. How much do you have Miami winning by? If you're ready and willing to drop it, put it down in the chat. It's way too early. Way too early. Disclaimer. Red alert, disclaimer. Way too early. Obviously, something could happen the week of the game, an injury or something that changes your mind, or you might even change your mind after seeing both these teams play week 1. But right now, in May, if you had to say, here's your answers, Chris. Let's see. No way Canes lose to Louisville and beat FSU. Now, here's what I want to add. You might be right. Because how would Miami drop a game to Louisville but then smack Florida State by 10-14? Make that make sense, right? Well, let's look at last year. How did Miami beat Texas A&M, even if you want to say they weren't that great, and Clemson, and some of the other teams they beat, but then Miami loses to Georgia Tech, NC State? Here's the thing. It doesn't always have to make sense. You see what I'm saying? Your point does make more sense. Your point makes more sense. I'm just trying to look at both sides. How did Miami beat some of the teams that they did beat in Mario's first year, which wasn't many, but then drop a game to MTSU? That doesn't make sense. Sometimes it just happens. I've seen teams beat a top 10 team and then lose to an unranked opponent a week or two later. It does happen. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying anyone else is wrong, because we won't know till the games are played. And we don't have a whole lot of info to go off of. But I'm just saying it doesn't have to always make sense. But you bring up a good point, so I don't want you to think I'm singling you out. I just see that argument a lot, because the same thing when I put up mine, and I'm about to close the poll, y'all. I'm about to close the poll. In my prediction, people said, how can you say that Miami beats the Florida Gators but then loses to Duke? That makes zero sense, Coop. When literally before I gave Miami a loss to Duke, I said this loss makes no sense. I can't give you any information as to why Miami would lose it, because they shouldn't. They should not lose it. It makes zero sense. But sometimes that is just, it is what it is sometimes. It's a silly, stupid reason to give the Canes a loss when I can't really back it up. But it's tough, man, because it's tough for me to put them in that double digit. You know, that 9 to 10 is a big jump. 9 to 10 wins, that's a huge jump, but that will be the expectation. Double digit wins, 100%. That'll be the expectation for sure. And I get it. I know, I think, was it Swag Kane? I can't with these haters, bro. They know they are wrong. Just make your voice be heard, Swag Kane. Make your voice be heard. If you believe Miami is going to do better than some people believe, put it out there, bro. Everybody's got a voice here. Put it out there. All right, so we're closing the poll. 74% have Miami beating. Oh, it's fluctuating a tad. 74. We're ending it. 75-25. A Miami dub against Florida State. Okay. All right. Okay. Now that we got that one out of the way. Okay. And a lot of banter back and forth. I'm here for it. All right. Moving on to the Mario versus Manny showdown at Hard Rock. Miami versus Duke. This is going to be a very emotional game for both sides, because Manny openly said pretty much Miami did me kind of dirty. So you know that he hates Mario Cristobal's guts. Mario Cristobal wants to be like, you were running this program into the ground. I'm about to beat your ass. Just straight up. There's no way to sugarcoat it. So it's going to be a little personal, I guess you could say. It's at Hard Rock. They're probably going to be running with Malik Murphy that they got through the transfer portal versus a veteran, Cam Ward. Again, Miami should be better, but I'm not here to try to convince you one way or another. Duke did go 8-4 in 2023, but it's only somewhat relevant because now they have Manny Diaz. You know, they've got some new coaches, a new quarterback. Let's look at their schedule before they play Miami. What's up, William? Big win over loser Diaz? I hope so. There's a reason why I buried Manny Diaz in my backyard. The cardboard cutout, that is. In case anything ever happens to him in the future, I'm innocent. It was a cardboard cutout of Manny Diaz, not the real deal. So that's on the record here. Before they play the Canes, Duke starts with Elon Phoenix I don't even know who that is. I'm not going to pretend. Northwestern Wildcats, Yukon Huskies, MTSU, North Carolina, Georgia Tech, then a bye week, Florida State, SMU, and then Miami. And then after Miami, they travel to NC State, which obviously is not that far because that's Raleigh. That's at Carter Finley Stadium. So we're sandwiched in between SMU and NC State for Duke. Before us, they've played Georgia Tech, North Carolina, Florida State, if you want to think about some of the tougher games that they might have played. But again, this is Mario versus Manny showdown.
This is what it take to wear the U on the side of your helmet.
Only question about Duke game is whether Manny pulls out a new Duke turnover thing against us.
Imagine. No. Real talk, though, for a second. Chris, imagine if they actually did rock some kind of chain. What if they actually brought out like a turnover chain and it was just a Duke version? That'd be so cringy. Oh, that'd be so cringy. Oh, gosh. Let me put up the poll so you guys can be voting. Let me put up the poll. Are places still doing that, like other schools? Are they planning on doing that this season? Because I noticed in the College Football 25 video game trailer, they've put all that stuff in. They had Pitt dunking the basketball. They had Bama with the turnover belt. Like, is everybody still doing that in 2024? Is that still a thing? Like, gonna be? Like, I'm not talking about last season. I know it was still a thing last season. Anybody have any insight on if that's going to be a thing moving forward? Probably. Probably is. What did Jake say? I thought you told me that you put Manny in the septic tank. Well, Jake, that might be why my septic has been having problems. Manny Diaz backed it up. Might be why. Could be like the Georgia Tech backpack. I got over all that stuff, honestly. Like, it was cool while it lasted. But I saw a ton of people on Twitter being upset because they said that they should put the turnover chain for Miami in the new College Football 25 game. Which I don't understand because we don't do it anymore. So why would they put a thing that Manny Diaz did at Miami in the College Football 25 video game? That makes zero sense. Like, they were upset that we won't have a celebratory thing that the virtual players do in the game like the other teams do. Like, it's supposed to, like, kind of copy what the teams are doing. We don't do that. I don't know. It was all over the post. All over it. That's why it wasn't like one or two. It was like 20, 30, 40 people. Dang, they should have put the turnover chain in there. Huh? I'm not saying that the turnover chain is dumb. It was cool when it was here. I'm just saying, like, we don't do that now. Why would it be in the game? I don't know. That's what I'm saying, Chris. That makes no sense. It's done. Yeah. Like, why would it be there? I'm torn on this game because Manny is a good coach, in my opinion. That's fine. I'll give you a minute or two to think. Right now, it's an overwhelming W. Don't let the majority or the crowd persuade you, though. If you think it's an L, put an L. When the majority were putting L for Louisville, if you think it's a dub, put a W. Go with what you think. This is your prediction. Well, again, majority. But just know that you're represented by your percentage, showing that there are some people that don't agree. Right? Up to this point, has Miami only left Florida once? Twice, but that's it. Florida is in the state of Florida. Florida A&M games in the state of Florida. Ball State's in Florida. USF's in Florida. Virginia Tech's in Florida. Cal's away. And then Louisville. And then Florida State's in Florida and Duke's in Florida. They have only left the state of Florida 2 times. That's crazy. That's crazy. Question is this. Is Manny Diaz a better coordinator or head coach? I think that's the debate. He appears to be a better coordinator, but this is going to be his second opportunity. I'm going to keep an eye on Manny just because I want to see. He got his feet wet at Miami, first time being a head coach. Didn't pan out necessarily. Well, I mean, it didn't. He got canned. Goes back to being a coordinator, and now gets a second shot at being a head coach back in the ACC. So has he figured some things out? Is he a better head coach? Let's see. We'll see. Coop, let's be honest. DJU can't hold Jordan Travis's jock. Travis won multiple games by himself. DJU will give FSU buyers remorse. Book it. All right, it's right here. It's right here on the stream, Jonathan. Definitely, DJ will not be Jordan Travis. I even openly said multiple times JT was pretty athletic and a talented football player. 100%. Straight Street 6 thinks this is our uh-oh game. That's what I have it as. I have this as our uh-oh game. I laugh when people say if Mario loses 3 games, he should be fired. But if Mario loses 3 or 4 games and one of them is Duke, the planes might start filling up. Yeah. No, you're right. You're right. If Mario Cristobal still can't beat Mike Norvell, which you guys have him beating him, and then loses to Manny in Manny's first year, yeah. Yeah. The thing is, Chris, so many people want to say that Miami won 8 games because they basically beat Georgia Tech, which is true, but at the end of the day, all that matters is the official W or L. And Miami went 7-5. So 5-7, 7-5, 9-3 is still technically positive progress. We could get real technical and talk about who the wins and losses were to or against and how those wins and losses happened. But it's still technically positive progress when it comes to winning more football games. The problem for Miami here is they're so all in this season that if it's less than 10, people are going to say, well, if they can't win with the top-ranked transfer portal quarterback and all these other transfers in year 2 with Dawson and Guidry, it's never going to happen then, and fans are going to go into panic mode. That's just my personal take. Even though if Miami did win 9, it's still, they're not going backwards. They're not backtracking, purely talking wins and losses. That Duke game is in Hard Rock. Now, Chris, I remember having these conversations last season. But you could be right. You could be right. And to be fair, I'm going to add another disclaimer that will also apply to all of you. We literally do this again in August with an official final season prediction. I might change my mind. When I did this last season, I flipped 1 or 2 games. I flipped 1 or 2 games last season. But what's funny, hear me out. What's funny is last year, I flipped 1 or 2 games. I'd have to go back and see which ones they were because I don't remember. My way too early season prediction ended up being closer.
This is what it takes
than my August prediction.
To wear the U.
Which is really weird, but that's just how it worked out.
You should run through GT's schedule at the end and do a quick 1 to 2 minutes poll for GT's schedule. Interested to see what Canes fans say about GT this year.
I could ask predictions. I could definitely ask. Zach Jones, thank you for the 5, my man. I appreciate you, bro. We're almost there. We're almost to that one. Almost to that one. What's up, Son of Fire? If Mario underachieves in 2024, you can bet the collective won't buy him another team in 2025. And the 2025 schedule is brutal right out of the gate. I think Katie brings up an excellent point. They have spent millions upon millions of dollars for this roster. And it needs to be and is expected to be 10 plus. Period. That doesn't mean it happens, because I saw a lot of people who said, Coop, if Miami loses 3, that would be bad. So that means that won't happen. Bad things happen all the time. There are no guarantees. Miami could go 12-0. Maybe the chemistry's there and this works out, and I hope it does. Bro, please. I would love for Miami to shut everyone up. But that is a really good point. They are all in 2024. And with the transfer portal stuff, we don't freaking know. Like, you can't look ahead. Because maybe there's another top-ranked transfer portal quarterback, and Miami does that again in 2025 instead of developing Emery or Judd. Like, I don't know. You know? It's tough to predict things now with the way college football is. All right, we're closing the Duke poll, guys. 81% have it down as a W, 19% L for a win against Duke at Hard Rock. Okay? We're coming up on the final 3 games, guys. Final 3 games. And now the Canes take on Georgia Tech in Atlanta.
On the side of your helmet.
Canes fans think GT will suck like GT sucks every year.
Oh, Zach Jones ain't going to like that, Chris. Somebody already liked your super chat. I love that people can like the super chats now, so you kind of see some interaction, like what people think about it. That's funny. Oh, man. Chris, thank you for the $4.99. Oh, man. Miami can lose 4 games and it's improvement. Lose to Duke and it's bad. This season's going to be real interesting, Chris.
This is what it take to wear the U.
It's going to be a roller coaster.
At Chris Gaffney sucked so much last year that GT and Miami had the same win total.
I'm moving on. To the Georgia Tech game. Zach Jones, thank you for the 5. I appreciate that. Georgia Tech at Georgia Tech in Atlanta. Georgia Tech does have some potential this year. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. They do. Quarterback Haynes King returns, who threw for a little over 3,000 yards and rushed for over 700. This play is sandwiched in between bye weeks for Georgia Tech. So they have an extra week to prepare for Miami, and then they also know that they get a bye week after Miami. So it's kind of an interesting scenario here for their schedule. I'll read off who they play before and after us to see if maybe they're looking ahead possibly. So Georgia Tech, again, plays Florida State in Ireland early on. And then they play Georgia State, Syracuse, VMI, Louisville, then bye week, Duke, North Carolina, Notre Dame in Atlanta. And then, again, this is where it gets interesting. They play Virginia Tech, but then have a bye week, then Miami, then bye week. And then they close out the season with NC State and Georgia. Their schedule is kind of brutal. Florida State, August 24th. We don't know what Syracuse is going to look like yet. They got to play Louisville, Duke, North Carolina, Notre Dame, VTech in Blacksburg. And then ending the season with NC State and Georgia. Oof. Dang. Okay. All right. They went 6-6 in 2023. We're talking regular season here. We're not looking at any postseason stuff. Right? They went 6-6. Let me double check my math here. Hold on. Yeah, because I'm thinking of they got to win in the bowl game, but we're not looking at that. We're looking at regular season, 6-6. Miami versus Georgia Tech.
This is what it take
Voice
To
your
where you-
opinion,
on
W
the side of your helmet.
or L.
This will be GT's homecoming game, so I am expecting a Saturday night in the Dod.
That's
Good
also
luck
true.
to the Canes.
That's also
34
true.
to 28 GT.
This is what it takes. To where
Zach
you
Jones, thank you for the
the
5.
side of your helmet.
Yes, homecoming.
I am about to be near your house. No, I am not stalking you, lol.
Hold on, guys. I need to go look out my my window. Hold on, I'll be back. Wait a minute. Is that Joel? Is that Joel in the driveway? What's going on, my man Joel Davis? Coming in with the 99.99. Are you in town for real though? Like real talk? I know I hadn't responded to your text, Joel. If you want a quick update, I have kidney stones. So I've not been feeling the best for almost 2 weeks now. So that's why there's been no live streams, and I haven't been going back and forth with people as much. I've been spending a lot of time in bed doing nothing. So yeah, that's why. Joel with the big 99.99 popping in here going ham. Joel, what do you think about this? I don't know if you remember whenever I did this last year, the community votes game by game and decides W or L. I have no say so in this. This is the Coach Coop community Miami Hurricanes way too early regular season prediction right here. We're going game by game, quick little brief breakdown, and then I put up a poll in the live chat and everyone here votes win or loss. And this is what it looks like right now.
To where you.
I appreciate you, Joel. Thank you, my man.
I would super chat and run my mouth too if we had a team think so little of us they didn't take a knee. I am in for any debates you would like to have. You are asking for a race while driving a hybrid Prius.
Fight. Oh, y'all, he's not talking to me. No. Chris isn't talking to me. Chris is going back and forth with Zach Jones, who is a Georgia Tech fan. Oh, trust me, Chris, I know. He's going back and forth with the Georgia Tech fan in the live chat. Oh, man. Woo! It's getting a little hot in here. I don't know about you guys. Vote in the poll, though, by the way. Guys, Miami versus Georgia Tech. I put the wrong thing. We have to do it over. Hold on. Because somebody's going to say you put Georgia. I have to do it over. I'm sorry, guys. I can't leave it as Georgia because people will say I would have said loss to Georgia. Georgia Tech. Win or loss. Place your votes. We're almost done with this thing, guys. Hang tight. Vote again. Top of the chat. So where are you at for real, though, Joel? Did I miss it? Thank you for the $19.99, Chris. You got lots of likes on that super chat. I'll give you that. The hybrid Prius. You know, I've only been in two car accidents. Only one while I was the driver. And the one where I was the driver, I was in my Mustang and I rear-ended a Prius. And it left a Ford logo, like, in print in the back of the Prius bumper. Yeah. You're going to Scottsboro, Alabama. Well, either way, you know where I'm at now, Joel. I don't know how far I am from that part of Bama. But let me know if you're going to be close. Yo, I'm always down. Well, as long as I'm not at the doctor or the hospital or something. I have a scan on Tuesday. I go for a second CT on Tuesday.
This is what it take
Well, let me know, Joel.
to wear
Let
the
me
U
know.
on the side of your helmet.
10 wins guaranteed. It's not even up for debate.
Now, y'all, he's talking
This is
about
what it take.
Miami.
To wear the U
You know that,
on the side
right?
of your helmet.
Be honest, lol. If Miami were to win the Natty this year, how turnt are you getting?
It will be the celebration of a lifetime. We will do a 24-hour party live stream. And we will just go and go and go. Which, to be fair, let me ask you guys something. While you're voting, keep voting.
This is what it take
And I'll catch
to
up.
wear
But I
the
do
U
have a question for you
on the
guys.
side of your helmet.
And yet GT recovered a fumble and went 75 yards, scored a TD, then took a knee instead of taking a FG to show your dumbass coach what a winning formation looks like. Beat GT again and you can talk.
Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. I gotta turn the AC unit on. Hold on. It's getting real warm in here. There we go. Woo! Okay. The Zach Jones versus Chris Gaffney showdown tonight. Unexpected, but I'm here for it. Both going back and forth. Okay. Let me get caught up here. I do have a question for you guys. I said that if Miami won the Natty, because Giancarlo asked, if Miami won the Natty, I would actually be wherever that national championship game is going down because I would find a way to make it to that game. Would you guys try to go if Miami was in it? I understand that the tickets are insane. I'm guessing tickets to a college football national championship are in the thousands. If I have to, given that this could be a once-in-a-lifetime experience, I'd have to take out a loan or something. I would find a way to go because you can plug in Miami jokes here. That's fine. Do your thing. Only one team wins the championship every year. Only two teams get to actually go to the final thing. The chances are slim of that happening for your team regardless of who you root for most of the time. Most of the time. I'm finding a way to go. 100%. So we would go live, but it'd
This
probably
is
be
what
the
it
day
take
after because I got to find a way to be
To wear
there.
the U on the side
Win
of
or
your
loss,
helmet.
I got to be there.
And I don't want to hear none about the series cause we tied 14-14 all-time, Chris. Go up 15-14 and we can talk again.
Vote in the poll. Let me get caught up here right quick. I fell behind. Hold on. Joel with another 99.99 who says 10 wins guaranteed for the Canes. It's not even up for debate. And I'm not just plugging in Miami for Joel on that. Joel has guaranteed Miami will get double-digit wins. Joel himself tried to convince me, a Miami fan, that Miami will get 10 wins, and I said, I don't believe you. I'm at 9. But Joel, the Florida State fan, believes that Miami will pull off 10 this season. That's a weird dynamic to have a Florida State fan trying to convince me of more wins than I'm willing to give currently. We shall see. We shall see. Joel, my man, thank you for the love, bro. I hope you're not doing that while you're driving. Stay safe. Stay safe. We got to root for our team, our NFL team together. I almost said the name, but I haven't made an announcement yet, Joel. So we got to root for our team in the NFL later this season. Giancarlo, thank you for the 5, my man. I will be turned regardless of where I am at the national championship location, at home, whatever ends up happening there. Thank you for the big 5, bro. Appreciate that. Zach Jones with the 10. As you guys heard the arguments back and forth, both are getting some likes on their super chats, which is interesting. That's interesting. Zach, thank you for that. Zach, thank you for another 5. Chris, thank you for the 20. If I missed it,
This is what it
good
takes.
gravy. Good gravy. All right, I'm going to end the
To
poll.
you on the side
I'm
of
going to
your
end the
helmet.
poll.
Get 5 be relevant and we can talk. Even when we suck, people talk about us. Who the hell talks about GT?
This is fun. This is fun. I'm having fun. Are you guys having fun? I'm excited that Trash Talk is happening in May. That's a good sign for the season coming up. If we're trash talking like this in May, I'm pumped. I'm pumped for real. Heck yeah. John O'Mara, thank you for the 5, my man. The likes are shooting up. The likes are shooting up on that super chat. Okay. All right. All right. So I'm going to close the poll. 76% believe Miami gets revenge against Georgia Tech in Atlanta after the shenanigans that went down in 2023. So marking it up as a W based on the community prediction here. So Georgia Tech, W. So right now you guys have Miami only losing 1 game going into the second bye week, coming up on the final 2 games. What did Joel put when I asked if he was driving? What did he put? Hold on, Joel. I saw it. Oh, here it is. I'm a Knoll. I can text, drive, and comb my hair at the same time. Is that just something that Florida State fans can all do, Joel? That they can text, drive, and comb their hair at the same time? Do Florida State fans keep a comb in their back pocket at all times? Joel has losses to FSU and either Louisville or Duke. Have you seen my way too early season prediction video yet, Joel? It's okay if you haven't. I'm just curious if you have seen the teams that I picked Miami to lose to. Like the movie Grease. The conversations have been so freaking fun tonight. You guys are popping off and cheering me up. Right before the stream, I was telling my wife I took some medicine trying to relieve like some of the pain from this kidney stone stuff. And I was like, man, I'm hurting. And she even told me, she was like, if you go live, you'll feel better because you'll be distracted. And it's working. It's working. Zach Jones with another comeback and Chris Gaffney with another comeback. Let's start on Wake Forest before it reads it. Let's see if we can get through it here right quick. Hurricane 357 says, Coop, I'm chugging this stuff. I'm literally putting it in everything. The Kool-Aid. 12-0. Hey, maybe Hurricane 357, and I freaking hope so. I hope so, man. Because it's about time, right? I'm here for it, bro. I'm here for it. Final 2 games here. Keep in mind that Miami is coming off of the second bye week of the season, which a lot of fans would be happy about because that's 2 times that you have an extra week to prepare for an opponent. But for Miami, it can be scary. And you guys continued the bye week curse. Playing Louisville. Loss after bye week.
Miami has 1 more natty than GT. Cool. ACC championship total? Your last conference title was in 2003 in the Big East.
This is what it takes to wear the U on the side of your helmet.
Lol, GT fan. Kids ignore the fact that you lost 5 of the last 7 games. Mario thought so little of GT he forgot to kneel. Which is good for you, cause it would be 6 of last 7 in the El Call for you if he hadn't.
I need to get you two on a phone call together and let you two just duke it out. Like, I give you both, like, we treat it like a presidential debate, right? We give you each like 30 seconds or 1 minute to prove a point, and then you have to go back and forth. I would love that. I would love to do something like that. Maybe I need to do something like that on my channel where I get two opposing teams' fans, like a Miami fan and then a fan of another team that Miami is going to play, and then let them go at it. And I just moderate it. I just play referee. That's it. Because I'm not that good at trash talk. I'm just going to be honest. I'm not that good at trash talk. Realistically, I'm just not.
ACC championship in 2 quarters gets you a phone call. That's like winning the bronze in the Special Olympics. Natty or doesn't matter. GT is never hyped in the off-season.
Oh my gosh. Not the Special Olympics. We got 2 more games to go, Coop. 2 more games. You can get through this. You can get through this. There's so much trash talk. It's awesome. It's awesome. I can't believe it. I can't believe this is the most trash talk I've seen this early. Ever. Okay, let's finish this. Let's get through this. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Chris, for another 1999. John with the 10. Zach with another 5. John with the 5 before that. I appreciate y'all. It's been good. It is. That's what Nick, I don't know if it's predictions or what it is, but the trash talk has been popping off. Open the phone line. This is insane. John's got your back, Chris.
This is what it takes.
Zach Jones is having to wear you. It's him versus everyone because he's the only Georgia Tech
Chris,
fan.
what are you even saying? Learn English.
Zach Jones is trying to hold it down as the only Georgia Tech fan in the building, I'm pretty sure. Put a 1 if you're a Georgia Tech fan and a 2 if you're not. 1 if you're a Georgia Tech fan, 2 if you're not. Let's see. One if you're a Georgia Tech fan, 2 if you're not. I want to see if Zach Jones has any backup. Oh, no. Oh, no. I think he's on his own. Oh, no, you have a friend. No, Zach Jones, you have a friend in here. CMA Aviation. If he's being truthful. You do have a fellow Georgia Tech fan in here. You got to back him up, bro. Back him up. He's going toe-to-toe with Canes fans. This trash talk is not about the season. It's never too early to compare that piece of shit school to Miami. Oh man! All right, let's talk for the people who want to vote in this, but it's starting to get late. Let's talk about Wake Forest here right quick. Again, second game coming off of a bye week for the Canes. Wake Forest went 4-8 in 2023. And hasn't beaten Miami since 1944. Only thing they'll probably have going for them is they're also coming off of a bye week, which is opposite as that sounds for us, is typically a plus. That's usually a positive for most teams. Let me double check that. Wake Forest just doesn't have a whole lot going for them. They're trying to change up the way that they do some things. I've heard their head coach talk about it, but I just don't see a whole lot going their way in 2024. They are not coming off of a bye week. That's wrong. They're not coming off of a bye week. Forget that. Miami is the team coming off of the bye week, which you see on your screen. Wake Forest is not. Wake Forest is playing Miami after taking on North Carolina, and then they finish the season with Duke. So before they play us, they play the AT&T Aggies, UVA. They have Ole Miss on their schedule, Raging Cajuns, NC State, Clemson, UConn, Stanford, Cal.
This is what it takes.
And then they play North Carolina, Miami,
on the
Duke.
side of your helmet.
He is only GT fan here, and one of a dozen in his city.
I mean, that's a pretty good one. That's a pretty good one. That's a pretty good one. I have only ever met 2 Georgia Tech fans face-to-face virtually. No, 1. 1 face-to-face virtually and 2 in the live chat. Face-to-face virtually with C-Dog, and interacting in the live chat, I think, is Zach Jones and CMA Aviation. And there's maybe been 1 other. So I think I know of 4 Georgia Tech fans. Okay? All right. So that's what Wake Forest has going on. They're not expected to be that great. It just kind of is what it is. But let's put it to a poll. Miami versus the Wake Forest Demon Deacons. W or L, what does the community have? The reason why I stopped saying what do Canes fans have is because there are some fans that represent other teams in here. And I welcome them to, put their input in as well.
This is what it takes.
We'll see.
To where you
Vote in the poll.
on the side of your
2
helmet.
left, total.
23-20. Final argument.
Oh. I'll pin it up there, Zach. Everybody has a voice. Thank you for the 2. Chris, thank you for the 5. Coop and C-Dog crossover. I brought C-Dog on the channel last season. And we did an Inside Insight video. And C-Dog talked up Haynes King, and I told him that he was out of his mind. And they ended up beating us. Vote in the poll. C-Dog is a good dude. I don't know why some people hate on him so much. C-Dog's an awesome guy. He's only ever been nice to me. I've had the pleasure of shaking C-Dog's hand in person. I met him at the Slob Olympics in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. I'm making a note because we're going to do a new series this football season. We're going to do a trash talk series where I moderate and bring on 2 hot-headed fans, and they go back and forth. We're going to do it. Vote in the poll, guys. I know it's getting late, but we only have this one and 1 more before we have a final on the community season prediction. Way too early. I think Syracuse could be a trap game because I think y'all handle Wake Forest but might overlook Syracuse. Okay. I mean, they do have Kyle McCord, the Ohio State quarterback. Final game of the season, way up north, but we'll get there. We're almost there. You guys really believe hard in that bye-week curse with the Louisville L business. Yeah. Because, unfortunately, even though I say I don't believe in jinxes and things, I don't think it's a jinx. I think it's just always been a lack of preparation and focus with Miami for some reason, regardless of the coach, apparently.
Co-op, have you seen the Got Tech 30 for 30? Real impressive shit. It talks about it how they get stomped every year by GA. Basically, Ally Gotti should be treated like a minor, so GA will stop the beatings.
I'll have to watch that, Chris. I haven't seen the Georgia Tech 30 for 30. Is that streamable somewhere? Thank you, Chris, for for the 1999. Zach Jones said final argument, so I expect no response here. But both got their blows in. Both got them in. The battles end. Yeah, I have heard of that. That's Florida State's NIL thing, right? Miami has the Canes connection. You know, I tried to reach out to Canes Connection to try to do some stuff with them, and I got no response. I was actually kind of surprised. Like, I wasn't trying to do anything where I get a cut of something. I just literally wanted to help them promote. Like, they didn't have to be associated with me in any way. I literally just said, hey, if you want, I could help kind of promote some of your stuff. Like, let me know. You know, I've got a decent sized following on YouTube. You know, a lot of Canes fans, and they left me unread. So it is what it is. I mean, it's cool. Thanks for making this video. I was arguing with Canes fans the other day. Tried to tell me that no Canes fans are predicting 11-1. The majority of this delusional fan base predicting 11 wins. I mean, it does. The expectation needs to be 10 plus, but it's just so tough for me because I keep telling people that 9-10. This is just me personally. Feels like a massive leap. It's like the dang Grand Canyon to me. I hope Miami gets that with ease this season, and I'm not saying it's not possible. It's never impossible. People always take it too far with what Coop said 9-3, so he doesn't think they can compete for the ACC championship. Anything could happen. Miami could win 10, 11, 12. But I have to commit. I got to commit to something, and that 9-10 is very scary for me. They hi-hatted you? Well, see, then a week later, they came out and they're working with Canes Insight. And they give them like a special code, and I think what they do is, I don't know if this is true, so don't go out and be like, Coop said that you could. They gave them a special code, and I think they get like kickback or something from it. And I wanted to promote it with no kickback. Like, you could put their logo up on the screen and just be like, yeah. But I'll just be honest with you, traveling fools. Most of the places don't allow you to do things like diss tracks. They don't allow you to. You can provide constructive criticism, but you can't like freak out and be super angry. Like when I did the stream from the trash can and I was calling Mario Cristobal and the team trash, you can't do those things. Just like I said, I was approached by 2 networks, one of them being something very close to Locked On Canes. I say this all the time, just while we're waiting for the voting to finish up. They told me I could not do that stuff anymore. They said, we'd love to have you come in, do some videos, but you can't do those things. So, again, no thank you. Not going to do that. So, if they're fine with me being me and letting me be me,
to wear the U on the side of your
I
helmet.
promote it, but they're not.
EA
So
College Football 25 is back.
yes. So pumped. So freaking pumped. Birmingham Kane, thank you for the 2. I'm getting the deluxe so I can play 3 days early. Yes, sir. And we'll be streaming it right here on the channel. Sure did, Caleb. Miami had the appearance. They had the cameo in the trailer. The no fun zone. Yeah, like, why would I stop doing something like diss tracks? This is not to boast. The diss tracks bring in so much traffic to my channel. I literally got to be on ESPN and SEC Network. Why would I pass up on opportunities like that because a network says that they'll possibly work with me? I just can't do those things. Huh? Like, it's just, I don't know, it's just so weird to me. There's no way I would pass up on an opportunity like that. You would have never convinced me that I would ever have something put up on ESPN. There's no way. Like, I've said that before. I don't think I can ever top that. All right, so the voting has finished, and 88% of the community believes Miami will get the dub over Wake Forest. So we are on to the final game of the season, and the majority of this community has Miami with only one loss right now. Final game of the season, regular season, against the Syracuse Orange. We talked about this earlier, but Syracuse picked up the Ohio State quarterback, Kyle McCord, through the transfer portal. He threw for 3,170 yards, 24 touchdowns, and 6 interceptions last season with the Buckeyes. It is away, all the way up in New York. But Syracuse did go 6-6 in 2023. We can take a look at the team, a couple of teams that they played before us, just to provide some additional insight. Syracuse is a team that gets hyped up a lot early in the season, many times, and then they tend to just kind of putter out in the second half. But this season, before us, they play UConn. They go on a little stretch after their bye week where they play Pitt, Virginia Tech, Boston, Cal, UConn, and then they finish with Miami. With that being said, let's not delay or stall this one. Let's put up the poll and let's see what the community says. This is it, y'all. Is this a trap game? Is this the uh-oh game for some of you guys? It's way up north. Is it going to be cold? November 30th. Let's see what you guys think. Let's see what you think. And then I'll show mine one more time. I'll put mine up on the screen and we'll compare to the community. Here it is. Vote in the poll, guys. Last one. Last one. Show us some love. Come on. Come on. Cypher, there has to be something going on behind the scenes for him to end up at Syracuse. Ooh, what did Cypher say? McCord was throwing to the number 4 draft pick too. He's a bit overrated. Okay, so Cypher says Cypher is an Ohio State fan. He willingly, openly admits that, which I can't believe anyone would do that, but he does. And he thinks that Kyle McCord is a bit overrated. So should that make Canes fans feel a little better? Coop, I got to give you a shout out for having the integrity to not sell out. That's what makes us loyal to you. I appreciate it, Katie. I'm not, I swear, I promise, Katie, I'm not fishing for pats on the back. It's not that. I found that odd that they literally would not even respond. Like, when you're looking at like a view-wise, we have millions and millions of views on this channel. I think we're pushing like 40 or 50 million views total. That's a fairly large impression. Like, I'm not trying to hype it up. There are people far bigger than me. But like, I can't believe they wouldn't even just talk about it or even just respond and say no thanks, like we're not interested. I was just kind of surprised to see that. Even if I'm open and honest, I bleed green and orange. I root for the Canes regardless. Like, that's my team. Why? I don't know. I just found it odd, but I'll never not be me no matter what. So, vote in the poll, guys. Come on, last one. Last one. Probably a secret member of the Vol Navy. Oh, shoot. You caught me. You caught me. This is actually all a green screen.
This is what it takes.
All this with the Miami stuff, it's all fake. It's all this is not real back here.
I'm buying College Football 25 for you so it doesn't come preloaded with FSU jinxes and cooties. Lol.
Stephanie! What? Stephanie, that's actually huge. That's actually huge because the game is not expensive or is not cheap. Whoa, I wish it was not expensive. It's not cheap. And that is going to be a big part of this channel. It always is. And the fact that there's a new one with improved graphics, we can play multiplayer online against each other. Stephanie, that's massive. I'm buying College Football 25 for you so it doesn't come preloaded with Florida State jinxes and cooties. One more time. Stephanie, thank you. That better not be because I bought you chicken tenders from O'Charlie's, though. I'm just saying. Don't make me buy you more chicken tenders because I will. Stephanie with the top single dono. Because remember, we've got Joel with $99.99 times 2, but we do top single dono, so it's easier to track. And Stephanie taking over the board there. My wife. Thank you, Stephanie. I am going to have to buy that bad boy. I am going to have to buy it. But I'm ready. I'm freaking ready. Thank you, Stephanie. Yeah, it's only on the new gen consoles, which does kind of suck. What's the actual date the game is out? July 19th. July 19th. And Miami makes an appearance in the trailer. Wow, this is not even close. I'm actually kind of shocked. Stephanie, I went to click your your donation message and I almost clicked ban. We would have unbanned you if that happened, but I'm just letting you know that I accidentally almost clicked the ban button because it's new and I was like, ooh, what's that? And I hovered over it and went to click it and it says ban. So 9-3 or better, and I am stoked. I'm okay with it as long as it's not a step back. Yeah. I mean, diehard Canes fan Coop will be upset, but I am also able to take a step back and be like, okay, we're still trending up. You know? Nobody's going to be happy with 9-3. Natty is in Atlanta, right? I'm not sure this year. Is it? Is it? I don't know. Just no loss to Duke. Dang. So you guys are going to have Miami going 11-1.
This is what it takes.
The majority.
To wear the U.
Okay.
On the side of your helmet.
Okay.
Co-op beans equal stones. 9-3 right now for me.
Okay.
Can't drink that drink stopped years ago. Hopeful though for more. I do worry about the curse of manure that is his Super Bowl. Key is first game, sets the tone. Sending you something, check email around Sunday.
Awesome. Okay. Thank you, Tucci. I am right there with you. I am exactly where you're at. I'm sure you saw my prediction. I am also at 9-3. And there's nothing wrong with that. The people who say that's being negative, and a lot of people say, are you not keeping up with the team? Look at the transfer portal additions. Look at the money being spent. That's awesome. And there's a good chance it pans out. But there's no guarantees one way or another, good or bad. So I fully understand that approach, right? I still kind of believe it's more of a slow, gradual climb. But I do understand the argument from people with Cam Ward and with all these other things. But it would be tough to commit to that now. I'll say this. It'd be tough to commit to that now because we haven't actually seen him in action against an opponent. Week 1, if Miami came out and, again, not that Florida's really going to be that amazing, but if Miami won by like 40 points and they're lighting it up, people are going to be like, yo, hold on a second. That's why we emphasize the way too early. You know? But yeah, I'll keep an eye out for the email. Tucci with the 20, my man. I appreciate that very much, bro. Everybody, my whole family consumed some of the cheesecake. So that was pretty cool to be able to do that. All right, so that's it, guys. 77% believe it will be a W against Syracuse. So the final official way too early season prediction picked by you, the community, is right here. Nice job, y'all. That's what we got, okay? There it is. 11-1, with the only loss being to Louisville. Now, keep in mind that when you say people are off their rocker, if you're closer to 10 wins or 9 wins or 8 wins or wherever you are, this is where I say I can argue both sides. This could happen.
This is what it takes
This could
to wear
happen.
the U on the side of your helmet.
Put the Seminole logo back where it belongs. FLORIDASTATE.
Oh, my bad, Joel. I hit the wrong button on the soundboard. My bad. That keeps happening somehow. Every time I hear Florida State, it's like a knee-jerk reaction, and I hit the wrong button. My bad, Joel. Joel Davis. Sorry. I saw Florida State up at the top again. Joel, absolute madman. Sometimes I wonder what's wrong with this guy, but I met him in person, and he seems mostly normal other than cheering for the wrong football team. But outside of that and eating his steak a little too pink, he seems normal to me, guys. I mean, I've literally shook his hand and met him in person. 200, and this guy, you guys are insane. Joel's insane. You're all crazy. Joel, I have put you atop your throne. I know, guys, I can't believe it either. The man doesn't eat his steak well done. Do you believe that? I can't believe he hasn't gotten sick yet, honestly. I think the rolls at Texas Roadhouse absorbed the juices, and that's what helped him. Because if it weren't for that, then I would be really worried about him. But, you know, the rolls, they're real like absorbent. So like the bloody, juicy nonsense, the people that don't eat their steak well done, those weirdos, it absorbed it. So you can kind of counter it. You know, but I still personally, I wouldn't chance it. I wouldn't do that. Thank you, Joel. I appreciate the love. You become a fan favorite. Stephanie's become a fan favorite. Chris, Zach Jones, Tucci, Birmingham Kane, John O'Mara, everybody. All y'all. Thank you. I shouldn't have started naming names because then I'll leave people out. Mr. Prime, Mullet, Inked Kane, Chompagal. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Eric, Dwayne. Appreciate y'all. Traveling Fools. I love this community, bro. I love this community. Let me do something. There's Nick. Coop don't love the trolls. Of course I love the trolls. I love the trolls. It wouldn't be the same without them. Think about it. If it was only all Miami fans, we would only get to argue with each other, which gets a little tiring sometimes. It does. Let me screenshot my prediction so we can compare the two side by side real quick. If you haven't watched it, I give a full breakdown on what I believe will happen with my way too early prediction. But let me screenshot it. Sit tight just a second. Let me screenshot it so then we can put them up side by side. In case you haven't seen it. I'm going to go ahead and spoil it for you right quick. All right, hold on. We're doing it live in the moment. No editing. Here we go. This new computer has been working beautifully, by the way. It's so much better than my previous one. So much faster, way more power. It's ridiculous. It's insane how good it is. And you guys helped me make that happen, so I appreciate that. Hold on, I want to put them up. Real quick. You guys keep roasting Joel and his not well done steak while we wait. It's ridiculous, honestly. Who would waste a perfectly good steak by not cooking it all the way? It's a shame. Okay. Let me put the name on it so you guys can see it. You got a quantum computer? Oh gosh, hold on. Hold on. Hold on, you can't see the name on it. You gotta know whose is whose. Come on, Coop, you're losing them. Bigger. Boom, did that do it? There it is. All right. Coop's prediction. We'll just stick it in the middle. How about that? And then, what if we just say community prediction? Because I can't say just Canes fans, because we have people from other fan bases in here. So we'll just call it the community prediction. Is that fair? Community prediction. Go ahead, you can critique mine if you didn't leave a comment on the video. I'm cool with it. I can take the heat. Coop prediction. Community prediction. All right, this is what we got, guys. There it is. There it is. Here. There it is. I have 9-3 with a 3-game skid against Louisville, Florida State, and Duke. But the overall majority of this community has Miami at 11-1, with the only loss being to Louisville. Give yourselves a pat on the back for voting, for helping me out. Okay. There it is. Last season, I said 7-5. You guys said 9-3. This season, I say 9-3. You guys say 11-1. Okay. Now, and again, and that's why I try to remind people, Katie, I always want to make it very clear that that doesn't mean that the community prediction represents everyone, because that's literally just impossible, right? At one point, we had like 160 or 170 people in here. There's no way that when it comes to Florida and putting a W for Miami, that every single person in here believes that would be a W, because we saw the percentages on the screen. So just know that if you're like, Coop, that don't represent me, trust me, I know. We're just saying the majority. We put up a vote. We give people an opportunity. And this is what the community came up with. I actually thought about doing something similar to this. This would be so funny to see. I thought about doing a game-by-game poll on Twitter as well to see what the Twitter community thinks. And then do 3 builds. 3 builds of the way too early season prediction. The Coop version. I know you guys can't see me. I'm just over here to the side. The Coop version. The Coach Coop community version on YouTube. And then the Twitter community version. What do you think Twitter would have them at, Nick? I don't know. Twitter can be back and forth. Sometimes Twitter can be a lot of negative Nancy's. And sometimes Twitter is... I get the hate messages saying that I don't believe and I'm not a fan. So I don't know. Hey, what's up, Steven? I appreciate that. Checking in from Colorado Springs. So that's what we got, guys. Let me step out of the way so I can screenshot it for Twitter later. Hold on. Let me scoot over. There it is. All right. All right, I'll take mine down. 11-1. I hope you guys are the ones that are right, obviously. There it is. There it is. Negative, when did that start happening? It's a new thing that the internet's been trying out, Cypher. They seem to be enjoying it quite a bit. Oh, man. So this was fun. I really do, before people start heading out and hitting the door, I really do appreciate all of the participation tonight. The amount of interaction was awesome. The trash talk was really cool to see that people are willing to dive deep like that this early in May. And it was just a lot of fun. It was a lot of freaking fun. And I love getting your input. I love seeing what you guys have to say. And it's why I make so many hypothetical videos where I'll still give my opinion, but I really want to see what you guys think. Because I think it's fun to talk about it. Coop, you play street ball. Not street ball, but I play a lot of basketball. Pretty much every day. I go out with my nephews. We actually have a little basketball court. It's not like, it's nothing crazy. It's a concrete pad and a goal. But we play basketball games pretty often. We actually have a trophy, and I play with, we have like a little group of us, 4 of us that play, and we do 2v2, and whoever wins gets a trophy for the week. I think I had a picture of it. Hold on. I love playing me some basketball. Don't you worry, Chris. I'm gonna line up the Georgia Tech thing. Zach will debate. He would be willing to go back and forth with you. I've showed this on stream before. We had a dunk contest yesterday. It's so much fun, man. Playing basketball keeps me active. As much as I love football, it's not like I can just throw on some pads and go out and play football. We can play like two-hand touch and do all that. But basketball, man, is just so much fun. Where's that pick at? I just wanted to show y'all real quick. Come on, Coop. Find it. Make it happen. Here it is. Now, this was late at night, so we're sweaty, bro. Like, it was... It's a long game, but look at this. Yeah, there it is. Coop without a hat. You can probably figure out who the winners are and who the losers were. We do that once a week. We play multiple games through the week, but we do a championship game, and I ordered that trophy. And whoever wins the championship game gets to keep the trophy for the week. And then we do a championship game again the following week, and then that team gets to hold the trophy and keep it. So it's fun. It's fun. Coop, sometimes I drink beer and smoke cigarettes and make crazy comments. Sounds like a good time. Good people in here that respect the opinions of others. We go back and forth. I know there's disagreements, but it's fun. It's all in good fun. What's up, John Shields? Go Canes. Remember, Knowles always suck. Fair. You always help me stay awake when I have to work late, Coop. I'm a night owl, Joel. I'll be up tonight until 3 or 4 a.m. Straight up. I don't go to bed early, ever. I had that doctor's appointment on Tuesday at 9 a.m. Do you want to know what time I went to bed, Joel? I think when I finally fell asleep, it was like 6 o'clock in the morning. So I slept about an hour and a half or 2 hours and then got up and went to the doctor's appointment. I just can't go to bed early. Which fan base is the worst, Florida State or Ohio State? That's tough to answer because there's a deep hatred for Ohio State. Like, as much as we go back and forth with Florida State and we play them regularly, Canes fans just don't get along with Ohio State. Understandably so. That kid seems to have taken it in a bad way. He was pretty upset. Yeah. They got to learn. There are no participation trophies. I ain't saying it, Cypher. I am not saying it. Any closing thoughts from you guys? I just want to say that, again, even though my way too early prediction is 9-3, 11-1 could happen. It could. It could happen. We'll find out. We'll find out. And I hope that this one is closer. Because for me, I know in mine, I have 3 ACC losses. If I'm being honest, I would happily trade the Florida game and make that a loss in my prediction and give us an extra ACC win. Because Miami needs an ACC championship game appearance this season. So as much as that would sting to lose to Florida, especially opening week, right? Because the expectations are through the roof. And then all of a sudden people are going to freak out and be like, oh no, this team's not as good as we thought. What are we going to do now? When really you want to win them all. But the ACC games are going to be a little more important than beating an SEC team week 1. If you had to pick one or the other, like you couldn't have both. You know what I mean? So like it was really cool to beat Texas A&M, but then when you start dropping those ACC games, it really kind of sucks. And I know the argument is we need that positive start to the season. But Miami also started out 4-0 last season and then tanked after that. A lot of that's TBD and injuries and other things. I get it. But it doesn't guarantee success because you start off with a dub. It can still go downhill after that. But hopefully wins across the board, and then we ain't got to worry about it. You know? I don't think the Gators are going to be that great. Yep, I agree. But an SEC win would still be so nice. So nice. Feel the power of the teal. Joel, I haven't let the people know yet. So a few people here that are late at night maybe just caught a hint. But I haven't made anything official yet, but I will. I will, and I'm going to. I am ready. 100% I am ready. I've been YouTubing stuff while I've been in bed. I've been watching stuff. It's funny, and I'm going to close this thing out. It's getting late. I always seem to have stuff happen to me that has no, like, visible symptoms. Does that make sense? So, like, people see me right now, and they're like, dang, Coop, you look fine. What do you mean you ain't streamed in 2 weeks? You seem fine to me. When really, I want to be over here like this. Oh, my kidneys. They're hurting right now. I can feel it. But that's something that's like internal that I can still function. I just have to push myself. You know, I always have all these symptoms and these sicknesses that, Coop, you look fine. And that's good. But like, I don't feel fine. You know what I mean? I'm just sick enough to not have any motivation and not want to get out of bed. We'll see. Teal and white dolphin, right? We'll see. We'll see. Doodoo says 10-2 is the floor, and it should be. 100% it should be. So I'm going to wrap it up, y'all. I appreciate all the love tonight. Joel Davis owning the board with the top single dono with the massive $299.99. Absolute madman. Just, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what's wrong with the guy, but he continues to do it and show love and support. So we appreciate him. Thank you, Joel, for the love. Tucci, thank you for that tonight. Stephanie, thank you. Birmingham Kane, Chris Gaffney, Zach Jones, even if that was just for the banter. You know I appreciate the love. John O'Mara. Who else do we have? Giancarlo, thank you for the love, bro. I'm scrolling. Tropigal, Inked Kane, Mullet Run, Durr, Mr. Prime. David Wright. I apologize if I missed your Canes fan membership. Thank you for that, bro. Eric Birch, Traveling Fools. Appreciate y'all. Thank you. 9-3 for me, 11-1 for you. You guys know what to do. Come on. You know what to do. Don't make me do it. My kidneys hurt. I'm gonna milk it now. Don't make me do it. Help me out. Show the people. I know somebody here has to know. Somebody knows. I'll see y'all soon. Go Canes, baby. Love y'all. Wrong screen. Coop, wrong screen. Coop, get it together.